Bengals back to football. Mike Petraglia inside Paycor Stadium. We're here on Sunday. Today, the Bengals look to return to some degree of normalcy after what has been clearly a very emotional week for everyone in the National Football League, but particularly, obviously, the Buffalo Bills and Damar Hamlin, who continues to make recovery. He even had a social media post on Saturday with a bright, wide smile. It was heartwarming to see, no doubt about that. In the two games on Saturday, Kansas City and the Raiders, Jacksonville clinching their division against the Tennessee Titans. Everybody prayed at midfield before the game for Damar Hamlin. And again, the good news is he continues on a path toward full recovery. Here inside Paycor Stadium, both the Bengals and Ravens will be wearing T-shirts that you'll notice probably throughout pregame. That is on video and is broadcast. T-shirts read "Love for Damar" with a number 3, Damar Hamlin's number 3, right in the middle. So with all of that said, the Bengals look to get back to the business of football here inside Paycor Stadium. And even though the division, the AFC North, is clinched for the first time ever in Bengal history back-to-back, the Bengals still have work to do here in beating the Baltimore Ravens, because if they were to lose to the Baltimore Ravens and play the Baltimore Ravens next week in the Super Wildcard round of the NFL playoffs, a coin flip, not win percentage, would determine where that game would be, either here in Cincinnati or on the road in Baltimore. If the Bengals win, that's a moot point. The game, even if it were against the Ravens, would be right here inside Paycor Stadium. So the Bengals do have to go about the business of getting their focus and their minds completely back on football. Everyone this week inside the Bengals locker room saying the right things. Obviously, thoughts with Damar Hamlin, but we have to be ready for football, DJ Reader said. Joe Burrow echoing those same sentiments. It's going to be tough to get back on the field, but once we do, we have to be ready to play a full and competitive game. Of course, before what happened on Monday night, the Bengals were looking very good. They took the opening drive down the field, the touchdown pass, 13 yards from Joe Burrow to Tyler Boyd in the back of the end zone. That put the Bengals ahead 7-0. Obviously, Buffalo came back with a field goal, and then they were driving where the Bengals down the field before the incident with Damar Hamlin happened at midfield. So Bengals have to get out to a quick lead, try to put the Baltimore Ravens away early in this contest. The Ravens obviously also have a playoff berth clinched, but the Bengals here want to establish themselves. And by the way, if you're wondering, the statistics from Monday night do not count. Since the game was canceled and wiped out, just like in baseball, when a game gets rained out, the statistics are washed from the record. So Joe Burrow still has 35 touchdowns, matching his record from 2021. One more touchdown pass, and he will break his own record for single season touchdown passes for the Bengals. As for the other notable statistics in this game, Joe Burrow needs 12 more passes, completed or not, to break Drew Brees' all-time completion percentage. We would figure that would happen today here against the Baltimore Ravens. Some of the scenarios that we want to go over. The Kansas City Chiefs are the number 1 seed in the AFC by virtue of their win over the Raiders yesterday in Vegas. If Buffalo loses today against the New England Patriots in Buffalo, that means that if the Bills and Chiefs were to play in an AFC championship game, that would be in Kansas City. If the Bills win today and the Bills and Chiefs play in the championship game, that would be at a neutral site. So if the Bengals can win today and the Patriots somehow pull off a massive upset in Orchard Park against the Bills, the Bengals would be the number 2 seed in the AFC playoffs going in. So that's, again, another reason the Bengals need to come out and win this game against the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals here on Sunday would definitely like to take care of business, take all of the probability out of it and make it a certainty going into the AFC playoffs. Certainly they believe they are more than capable of doing that. In terms of the injury report, Sam Hubbard will return today for the Bengals after missing a couple of weeks due to a left calf strain. Eli Apple expected to be able to go. He's officially listed as questionable with a neck injury that popped up on Thursday, but again, Zach Taylor expects him to go. That was the word on Friday. Also, for the weather report coming into this game, as you can tell by my garb, and yes, I don't handle the cold that well, but it's going to be a chilly day here inside Paycor Stadium. We're expecting clouds to roll in. Chance of precipitation, it should be strictly rain. Midway through this game, of around 1:30 to 2 o'clock to 2:30, we could get some precipitation. Temperatures between 35 and 38 degrees. Wind shouldn't be too much of a factor, but again, you never know with Mother Nature in the wintertime in the second weekend of January. So that sets the scene here inside Paycor Stadium. The Bengals ready to get back to football as they look to having already clinched the AFC North by virtue of what the NFL decided this week. They look to perhaps move up to as high as number 2 seed in the AFC playoffs if they beat the Ravens and the Patriots upset the Bills in Orchard Park. We'll have you covered all afternoon long on clnsmedia.com. We'll also have you covered on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Trags, Trags. And of course, as always, click on the link below and subscribe and watch the Jungle Roar YouTube podcast page. Want to hear all of your comments, good, bad, and indifferent. Inside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.